Welcome back as we continue our mission to serve the community and bring to our audience the organizations in Akron doing really great things to serve our community. No better example than Summit County Children's Services and our guest here in the studio, Ann Ream, part of Community Relations with Summit County Children's Services. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
There is an event coming up that we need to talk about. It's coming up this Thursday. Quickly, that relates to recruiting foster parents, educating someone who might be thinking about becoming a foster parent. This is a workshop or an info session. Tell us about this.
Yes, we are offering an information session. It is a foster care information meeting that we are offering on a virtual format. The intent behind it is to get the attention of folks that might be interested or have had it on their heart and in their mind about potentially becoming a foster parent for our agency to come along and join us on that day at 6:30 Thursday, again, virtually. You would find out by going to our website and filling out an inquiry form. And then you'll be given a Zoom link to join us on Thursday evening. So we go through a little bit about the agency, how we work, how we respond to child abuse and neglect, a little bit about the kids that we serve and what the need is, and then, of course, about the process and what those next steps are. We've got people from that are very interested and ready to pull the trigger, to become a foster parent, and some are just dipping their toes in the water. But we like to offer that for even people who might be other ambassadors to say, I've thought about it, but I think that, maybe it's my sister that's a better fit. Or I know another family that might have been thinking about this for my church. So we want to just put that information out there, kind of myth bust some of the things as well that are out there about our agency or about the kids that we serve. And then just answer your questions. So it's really, it's a format, but it is informal to a point that we want to make sure that your questions are answered as well.
Virtual, where you register and watch online, participate from home. In the comfort like remote learning was back in the day.
That's right.
But you can participate and get all the information. And you said correct some myths maybe, and one myth might be that you have to be perfect to be a foster parent. You have to have the everything. The house has to be perfect. Everything has to be just, unless you've reached this level of success and perfection, then you can't even consider it. But you don't have to be perfect to be a foster.
I'm glad that you said that because, there is no such thing as a perfect family out there. And if you're going to wait for that perfect time, that may never come. So you're perfect just the way you are. If you have the openness for the well-being of children, the safety of children, then you may be the right person at the right time to come and, learn a little bit more about fostering. You have to be 18. I know it seems like a low age, but that's a requirement. So at least the age of 18, you don't have to own your own home. You don't have to be wealthy. You just have to be able to meet your own household needs. You can work, or not. You can be a stay-home parent. So there's lots of different things I think that people think they've got to be perfect and in a perfect situation. And that's not necessarily true. You could be single, had a household. You could be married, divorced, widowed, empty nester, domestic partnership. So our foster parents come in all different shapes and sizes, so to speak.
You just have to be concerned about caring for the child. You have to have, your heart has to be in it, all the other stuff
Right.
you can. And you're certainly okay if somebody were to attend one of these workshops and then maybe attend another one down the road and then maybe attend another and take some time. This isn't something where you, after the workshop, here's the, sign here.
Right.
You really could take some time to really evaluate if this is a good fit.
Right. And we want that time to be right for the person. So absolutely, we're here to answer your questions, to be that warm handoff, to make sure that you get the training that you need, that we want to make sure that we answer your questions, because it's a lot to open your heart and home to a child who's in need. And they probably are coming with needs. They've seen a little something, they've been through, even any child that's removed from a home situation has suffered some kind of trauma. And we work best with that. So we want families to have their eyes open to those kind of things that our kids may need when they're in their care as well. So it's a lot.
We could probably speak on this topic for 2 hours. Mm-hmm. So, but in the interest of time, I'll just one quick question might be: describe the support And I know when those who have fostered describe this community of other foster families or from respite care to there's a village formed. So describe that if somebody's watching this and maybe they've thought about it and we would encourage them to attend the info session, but just in summary, that there's a tremendous amount of support for our foster families.
Yes, there is. I'm glad that you mentioned that as well. So Summit is a cut above, and I think that we stand out because we actually, when you become a licensed, certified foster parent, you actually get a caseworker assigned to your family. So it's not just the child's caseworker, but you have your own caseworker, if you will. So, because there's a lot of questions, there's things that come up that you want that communication, you want that line of communication to your family, and you have that because you've got a caseworker assigned directly to you. So that's something that's unique for Summit County Children's Services, that we have that caseworker assigned to your family. We also have a robust foster parent association. It's really a Facebook group, but they're robust in and of themselves because they are putting out there, I need help, I need, a babysitter, I need respite, I need a crib, I need, because they've gotten called to be able to accept placement of a child. So they kind of take care of one another as well. And also we want to make sure that you're not alone in this too. And it's not all out of your pocket. We do have a per diem that we pay every day for, there's different per diems for the ages of children. So you do get a per diem. We ask you that you help out with visitation, that kind of thing that takes mileage. And there's gas money in that. So we do reimburse mileage. And we also help pay for childcare. If you're working outside of the home, we do pay a percentage of childcare as well. We also give you a clothing allowance, a clothing stipend. And because we have a wonderful, generous community, we have donors and volunteers to help support during the holiday times, to just help, ease that burden of things that you may need. We also have our Women's Auxiliary Board too, and that's a whole nother segment, but they also help with things like enrichment activities. So we know that things cost money for kids, like field trips, certain like spikes that you might need for soccer or for football or cheerleading outfits, that kind of thing, uniforms. So we also have sharing and caring line item to be able to help pay and support those sort of things, that we want to keep things as normal as possible for kids that are in our placement.
We have an Akron audience. Of course, being internet television and Apple TV and Roku and all that, people can probably watch us all over the globe, but we are really here to serve Akron. And speaking to our Akron audience right now, describe the need because of the number of children in your care, the number of families that need to be served, and the idea that we are looking for Akron families, Summit County, step up, we need you.
We are. I'm so glad that you mentioned that. So as of today, we have 828 children in the custody of Summit County Children's Services. About 174 children are in our permanent custody. Unfortunately, today, there are more children placed outside of Summit County than there are inside of Summit County, which makes the challenges from, so many different perspectives so much greater because kids are not even placed here in Summit County. So we are looking for foster families that are within Summit County Children's Services or those counties that are contiguous, so those counties that touch Summit County. So such as like Cuyahoga, Portage, Medina, Stark counties. So we're looking to keep kids closer to those families that love them, that support them, their coaches, their teachers, people that are normalized for these kids so that they have less trauma. We also work very hard for kids to be able to place with their siblings too, and they have that contact. So, to your point, yes, we are looking for families. We are seeing a decrease in the number of families. We're not asking you to sign in blood for the next 30 years that you have to be a foster parent. If this is a time and you could do it for a couple of years, that would be amazing. So it's all about wanting to, be able to provide safety and permanency and some well-being for kids. If this is, a good time for you, that's wonderful. We're here to answer your questions and to support you in whichever ways that we can. But we want families here. We want them local. We want them to the surrounding counties as well, because it is just another trauma to have kids outside of Summit or way outside of Summit and throughout the state it's just another trauma for them to be removed from those things that they love and that are normal in their life.
Anyone watching that wants to sign up for Thursday night's info session should go to summitkids.org. Okay,
yes.
summitkids.org. And there's a place where they can link to register.
That's exactly right. Or they can also call directly at 330-379-1990, and that's our foster care inquiry line.
Oh, very good. Okay. Well, thanks for being on again, and I really enjoy these sessions and being able to share the great work of everybody at Summit County Children's Services. And thank you for watching, and I'll remind you again that WAOH is here to serve the community and draw attention to the ways that our audience, those of us here who care about the Akron area and Summit County, can make a difference. And perhaps even if we just recruit just one foster family, if that were to happen from this program, then our mission would be complete. So we encourage you to check out this info session happening on Thursday. And thank you for watching. We'll see you on the next one.